Pope Francis has announced he is hosting an initiative for a global pact, P-A-C-T, to create a new humanism. The global event to take place at the Vatican on May 14th, 2020, that's next year, is themed Reinventing the Global Educational Alliance. Can you imagine? In the scriptures, St. Paul says, what alliance has Christ with Belial, which is the devil? And now we're doing it. Now we're doing it. Now it's planned for the church, headed by the Pope, to do it. According to a Vatican statement issued Thursday, September 12th, the Pope is inviting representatives of the main religions, international organizations, and various humanitarian institutions, as well as key figures from the world of politics, economics, and academia, and prominent athletes, scientists, and socialists to sign a global pact on, you got one guess, it has 4 syllables, and it begins with an E, a global pact on education, so as to, quote, hand on to younger generations a united and fraternal common home. And I'll tell you, beloved, it is the common home of the devil. There is no common home we have but heaven and Christianity on earth this side of heaven. We have no common home other than that. A global educational pact, it says, the Pope says, listen, a global educational pact is needed to educate us in universal solidarity and a new humanism. Those are Pope Francis's words on video, beloved. A Vatican-backed website launched to promote the pact added, quote, educating young people in fraternity, in learning to overcome divisions and conflicts, promote hospitality, justice, and peace. Pope Francis has invited everyone who cares about the education of the young generation to sign a global pact, to create a global change of mentality through education. Beloved, that is what the communists set out to do well over 100 years ago. And they were successful, but they also failed in part. And they're failing now to have Orthodox, faithful Catholics succumb to their evil. And so now, to solve that problem, the evil has entered into the church, and it has been bought by the very Pope himself and the hierarchy. This, the Pope said, will result in men and women who are open, responsible, prepared to listen, dialogue, and reflect with others, and capable of weaving relationships with families, between generations, and with civil society, and thus to create a new humanism. Beloved, this is this is demonic. This is not to protect the family at all. You'll see later on, weaving relationship with families. Quoting Hillary Clinton's favorite aphorism, it takes, quote, it takes a village to raise a child. Pope Francis asserted the need to create an educational village in which, quote, all people, according to their respective roles, share this task of forming a network of open human relationship. I will rephrase that. An educational village which will once and for all destroy the family and the human race.